Hi, good evening, YouTube. I'm back again with another video. Uh, about a month ago, I had posted a video about how I got addicted to gambling. But actually, what got me more hooked on gambling was uh, the the title should be how I got addicted to baccarat. The game of baccarat. It's a table game at a casino. Um, I was kind of already addicted to gambling. Like I said, back in 2014, I started playing roulette and blackjack. But what really got me in trouble was the game of baccarat, because the story is, I don't remember the exact date it was, but it was late July 2016. I was at the casino. I don't remember how much money I took that day to play blackjack, because I did not even know about baccarat back in the day. I used to play blackjack or roulette. When I would travel to Tijuana, Mexico, that's when I discovered roulette and I started liking roulette. But here in LA, there's no roulette. If I want to play roulette, I gotta go either to the Indian casinos in California, like Morongo, Yamaba Casino. But here in LA, there's no roulette. So I used to play blackjack back in the day. So what happened was, one night in late July, I was losing and losing in blackjack. I couldn't win a hand. I think I took it. I think I had a bankroll of like 500. This was when I had money back in the day, so I think I only took like 500. I was not addicted to gambling, but I paid for fun. So that night, I remember I kept losing and losing. So I was down to my last $20 in cash. So I said, you know what? That's it. I'm going home. So I'm walking out of the casino. I'm almost at the exit door, and I look to my right and I see an empty table. I'm like, I've never played this game, like I have nothing to lose. I got $20 left. What the heck? I'm just gonna spend my last 20 bucks and that's it, I lose. So anyway, my last $20, I had no clue what I was betting. So Baccarat is player or banker. So all my bets that night, I remember, were on player. I bet on player $10 because the minimum bet is $10. So I bet on player $10. I win, and then I bet another $10, and I keep winning and winning. So I think I I don't want to lie. I can't remember how that happened, but I remember I kept winning and winning. So I did not know the patterns on the board back in the day. So I think I must have hit a few players in a row. I think I must have hit a streak. So anyway, I kept winning and winning, and before you know it, I'm my last $20. I'm up a little bit more. I'm up like maybe 60 or 70 or something. So I'm like, wow, this is easy. I mean, I won a little bit of money from when I was down playing blackjack. I was losing and now I'm winning. So anyway, I keep betting and betting and I keep winning. I have no clue what I'm betting. I keep betting on player and player. So I must have hit a streak. Like I said, I can't remember what happened, but I think I must have hit a long streak of players. So before I know it, I'm up like maybe over $100 with my last $20. So I'm like, wow, this is great. This is awesome. So then I start walking around and I see more baccarat tables, and I keep playing on player and I keep winning. I keep winning and winning. And I remember I did lose a couple of hands, but I kept using the martingale system. I would lose my $10 because the minimum bet on that section was $10. So I would lose the bet and I would bet 20 and then I would win. And then I would bet 10 and I would win again. And then I would lose the 10, so I would bet 20 and then I would lose the 20 and I would have bet 40. So the point is I had already been stacking up a little bit of more bankroll, so I kept winning. So the point is, that night in late July, I ended up winning 1,100, I think. Yeah, 1,100. Like I said, I had never played that game before. I had no clue how the game worked. I did not know the dragon or banker. I had no clue what I was doing, but I kept winning. I'm like, wow, man, this is great. This is awesome. And then, all those thoughts in your brain keep coming in like, oh, wow, I could quit my job now. Like I could do this for a living. So anyway, I was tired. It was late at night, so I think it was like maybe midnight or 1 in the morning. So I have 1,100 bucks now, more than my original bankroll from playing blackjack. So I'm like, wow. So I cash out. I go home. That night I get home, and I did not even know I was playing baccarat. I did not even know the name of that game. So I started looking online. When I get home, I got home. I'm looking on my phone. Like player bank or whatever, and I discovered I was playing baccarat. So I start looking online, like studying the game, and I download the app, the baccarat app, for you're not playing with real money, you're just playing, just for fun. So I started playing that game, like, oh wow, like baccarat, okay, let me play. And with fake money, I keep winning. I'm like, wow, this is great. So then, I go the next day, and I think I I can't remember exactly, but I think I won a little bit more. So then, like I think I won like 2 or 300. So I'm like, that's it, because I had things to do that day. So I walk out, I cash out, and then, I'm like, wow, this is awesome. I think I found a new way to make money, and then I could quit my job. This was July 2016. But then, I kept going and going, playing baccarat, and on and off, I kept winning and losing. I would lose my original bankroll that I had won, and then back, like I said, back in the day, I had money, so I would go to the ATM, get more money from my checking account, whatever, and I kept playing. On and off, I kept losing, and that got me addicted because that first win that night, it got me addicted. I thought I could make a living doing this, and then comes early 2017, and most of my savings were pretty much gone by then. But then, like in late no, no yeah, late June of 2017, I like I said before, I got hooked because I won $14,000 within a 2 week period or 2 or 3 week period. I can't remember, because I remember in late June of 2017, even though I had already lost a lot of money at the time. Maybe I lost like 5 grand, ever since I discovered in 2016. In late June of 2017, I started winning and winning. I remember I had a $200 bankroll that day. So I went in and I think I converted that into like maybe 700. And I think I'm sure I got lucky because, like I said, I mean, I had a little bit more knowledge of the game, player banker, but I still did not bet the bonus bets like uh, Panda or Banker. I mean, I knew about them, but I mean, I did not play those bets because I mean, like I was winning on the player banker bets. So anyway, like I said, in late June of 2017, I got into a winning streak for 3 weeks. I kept going every day. I kept winning and winning. Like even though I did lose a few hands, but I would do the martingale system and I would recover my losses. So I remember it was 4th of July in 2017, and I had already racked up $5,000 that day. But that day I had plans. I was going to meet my cousins again in Fontana, so I went that day to my cousin's house for 4th of July, and I had all this money in my pocket, like, oh, 5 grand, like. But then, like the urges start hitting me, like, oh wow, I can't wait to go back the next day or whatever. So anyway, 4th of July passes, and that first week of July, I kept winning and winning more and more. So I by maybe July 10th, I had already like $14,000. But then, like I remember, I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm going to try other casinos. Like I was at Commerce Casino that day. I would play at Commerce and the Bicycle Casino. I'm like, you know what? I want to try the casinos. So I remember I went to Hawaiian Gardens Casino in Hawaiian Gardens, California, near Long Beach. I think that's where my losing streak started. All those $14,000 I won. I don't remember the exact date, but it was early July. I lost $5,000 that day within maybe 2 hours. And then the panic starts hitting you like, oh my gosh, like maybe this is a big mistake. Like I had all this money. I had 14,000. Now I have 9,000. So anyway, I lost my 5 grand. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna end the day and go home tomorrow. Go back to Commerce or wherever. And when in that same week, I lose the rest of the 9,000 I have. So then, I started panicking again. Well, I mean, I didn't really panic because I had savings. So I'm like, man, like I gotta get that money back. So I start pulling out of my checking account savings, and then months go by. I lose all the money I work for, and then that's when I start dipping into my credit cards. So I start dipping into my credit cards. So I keep losing and losing, and I never recovered my 14,000 what I won. I kept losing and losing, and yes, I did have some winning streaks, but I lost whatever I won. I lost it back. So I'm like, man, like this is not good. And I remember it was 2017 still. Like that year, the World Series, the baseball World Series was going on against the Dodgers and the Houston Astros. So I still kept going. I kept gambling, and at the end of the World Series, when the Astros won in like early November, I was already broke. I had lost all the money I had won, and then my savings were dry, and then that's when I started dipping into my credit card, and then I couldn't I couldn't get cash advances anymore from the credit card because my I was over my limit, and that's when I started getting money out of my 401k. Well, I mean, it was not really a 401k anymore because at that time, my company where I work, the limo company, they were going to end the 401k system. So they told us to transfer into an IRA account through our bank. So it was more easier to access money through an IRA than a 401k. So I had like maybe over $35,000 in that account in that IRA. So I kept getting more and more, to gamble. And before you know it, 2018 comes along, and everything I worked for all these years, it's all gone. And that's when I started getting all these payday loans and everything. And it was before I know it, I look at my statements, and I'm in huge debt. I'm in debt like maybe $14,000 at the time. So I'm like, man, what the heck was I doing? What did I get myself into? But so I kept going. I kept getting payday loans. Payday loans. So a lot of times they don't ask for a credit check, and I kept getting those. And before you know it, I'm in huge debt. So the point is, like I've been, even though my gambling addiction started like around 2014, 2015, it started getting bad around 2018. That's when I started really struggling. So, like I said, I mean, many people, many professional gamblers, maybe they know what they're doing, and baccarat, it's an easy game to play. But for a lot of us, it's very easy to lose. If you're a professional gambler, if you know what you're doing, then I admire you for what you're doing. But for me, I had no clue what I was doing anymore, and I couldn't win anymore. I tried different strategies. I studied online how to beat baccarat, watch videos and stuff, but that didn't work. So that's the point. Is, I mean, I'm done with it. Like I don't want to be around that anymore. It really ruined my life, and I just want to move forward. The question is, am I ever gonna gamble again in the future? Honestly, I don't know, because maybe if I recover from my addiction, or if I pay my debts, maybe in the future I might gamble for fun. I mean, who knows? But right now, I don't want to be anywhere near gambling. For now, I'm done with it. I want to focus on my debts, pay those off. If I ever gamble again, I want to be debt free. But maybe I won't even gamble. Maybe I'll be like, you know what? I mean, I had enough of gambling. Maybe I'm not gonna gamble anymore. Who knows? But for now, I don't want anything to do with it. I want to get my taxes, pay my debts, move forward, and get the life that I had before gambling addiction. So that's my story. That's how I got addicted to gambling. Like I keep saying, if you're able to afford gambling for fun, I don't see anything wrong with it. But if you're addicted to gambling and if you can't handle it, I suggest don't even gamble, because I'm living proof that if you don't know what you're doing, then it's going to ruin your life like it has mine. So that's my story. Thanks for listening. I did not mean to this video to be long, but I thought I'd share this, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for listening.